Well, welcome back to another adventure. We are on Lake Conway today, and we're actually spider rigging for some crappie. I'm the only kayak slash boat out here at the moment. There's a few boats starting to pull out, but everyone told me the bite was horrible today. So I'm hoping after the sun sets, the bite will pick up again. I have 2 poles in front of me with 4 minnows on it. They're a double rig, and we're just kind of slowly putting around this cove. Hopefully get a bite or two. The sun is setting. It's about probably 6:40. I'm gonna fish after dark, just probably about an hour or so. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see me and what I'm doing. I'm hoping once the light dies, maybe the crappie will start biting again. But wish me luck, and hopefully this video will turn into catch and cook. First crappie. It's a dinker, probably about 6 inches. Well, I don't have a skunk in the boat, that's for sure. Pretty close. Well, we are back home. We're in the garage. We just unloaded everything from our fishing excursion this evening. It's about 11:30 p.m. It got pretty cold there on the end, about 47 degrees, 45, somewhere around there. Well, I was thinking, the fish, they're not biting during the day. Let's go during the evening or nighttime bite. I was hoping it's going to be on fire. Well, no, it didn't happen. I caught 5 fish. You know, the average was about 5 inches, and I had that one slap. You know, I was about to net it, and I lost it. Yeah, it flopped off, and I almost got the net underneath it and tried to, you know, salvage it, but no. So I'm not sure how much of that crappie trolling you saw in the video, but not much happened. So anyways, but I thought salvage this video and this trip because this is all I got. Unfortunately, I work at a hospital. And it, as you know, it's pretty crazy right now, and I'm hoping I can get 1 video out per week. It's gonna be tough though, next few weeks, but I'm gonna still do my best to try to get out 1 video per week, whether it's stellar content like this one, or hopefully something way better on the next trip there. But anyways, all that aside and enough talking about that, I do wanna let you know about this fish finder. I love this fish finder, and I also hate it. I feel like I was misled a little bit, or I'm not good at reading the fine print. Well, the pros. As you saw in the video, the hook reveal is a great feature. I mean, I can visibly see structure and fish and the arches and how, the different colors of the arches and how big that fish is. I can see all that very, very good. And I love the colors they chose. Like, I'm not going to mess with the colors. I like how they look. I love the gray and the black and the blue. All day I was able to visibly see it without any glare issues, stuff like that. But what I didn't like about this unit, well, I'm going to test out the you know, the mapping, the GPS. Well, I turned it on. I was like, yet again, just like the review I did not too long ago. It's a white screen. I was like, well, let's give it, you know, 10 minutes and see, maybe it'll pick us up from the satellites and stuff like that. Nope, it's just a white screen. That's what you get with this unit. Yeah, so you have to go out and buy an SD card first of all, because if you go to try to save a brush pile, guess what, it don't save it on the unit. I tried to save 3 brush piles where I caught a fish off of, especially that slab. Went to save it, yeah, nothing happened. Yeah, it didn't do nothing. So I'm a little disappointed. And after I got to looking at the box, it says GPS plotter, Genius Live. You make your own maps with this unit. It don't come pre-installed with maps on it. No. You make your own maps. And when you're in a 12-foot plastic kayak, you're not going to be making some detailed maps pretty quickly. It's not going to happen. So I'm a little disappointed. I'm hoping that I can eventually, which is another expense, buy a Navionics card and put it in here, and I'll have GPS and mapping after that. I hope it's not just you make your own maps and that's what you get. You just save those. Because if that's the case, I'm taking this unit back. I think the hook reveal, the traditional and the down scan overlaid on each other is awesome. It's a great idea. What I don't like is I gotta make my own maps. I mean, really, that's why I wanted a GPS mapping unit, you know. But I'm gonna play around with that a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm hoping I can get a Navionics card and just fix that real quick. But that's the negative. I have to buy a Navionics card and maybe a subscription. That's gonna be, you know, 50 to 100 bucks, even more. So that's a problem, you know, because you already spent so much on this unit thinking you had all that, and it's not until you get on the water you're like, oh, nope, surprise. So I'm just letting y'all know in this video and this review that it does not have Navionics. No, you plot your own maps. So read the fine print carefully on that. I did not. So, but other than that, it's a great unit, but basically you're paying for traditional and down scan imaging. That's it. That's all basically you get. But I'm a huge fan of the Raymarine Dragonfly Pro 4, the one I used to have. Unfortunately, I sold it with my old kayak. It kind of was installed in the kayak and I couldn't like piece it apart, unfortunately. But it came with all that. It came with everything you needed, way cheaper than this price. But anyways, I am impressed with this Naqua 4.4 amp hour battery. I ran this thing for 5.5 hours, no issues. It was still going strong. It might have died any minute, but I turned it off and it still has some juice in it now. So, but as far as the setup goes, now I am super happy about how I installed all this. Nothing interfered, nothing hindered me from paddling. It was all where it needed to be and where I can access it freely and push my buttons without scooting far forward in the kayak and having to shift everything like crazy. Now, this transducer mount is actually pretty low profile, which is pretty sweet. When I was paddling, you know, just kind of cruising around, trolling, you know, when you're trolling, you're not taking long, powerful, fast strokes. You're just kind of doing little short, choppy strokes. It didn't interfere with any of that. I didn't hit my hand on the rod holder or the transducer mount. So, as far as the Bonafide Expedition 123, this was a great setup. I ended up, like I told you in the last video, I did notch it through here, and so it's working very, very well. This sit-in kayak, I love the Bonafide Expedition 123. I mean, I can hit Crooked Creek, small, shallow water one day. I can go to Big Open Lake the next day, cruise across it, troll, run a fish finder. I mean, you know, I think sit on tops, you can do a lot more with for say, but the sit-ins, I mean, you can do just as much if you buy the right sit-in. Hopefully here in the next month, the rain will stop, and that's the reason I fished tonight as well, is because I had about a 3-hour window where there was no rain, so I just took my chances. So anyways, I still had a good time. Mainly, I got to take this out in the water and kind of test it out, do some you know, arranging if I needed to, but I didn't arrange anything, so it was all great. Thanks for watching as always, and I hope on the next adventure we catch some big ones. I'll see you then.